Well, it's close enough to Christmas, so let's do something that's close enough to a Christmas game. There's presents dropping all over the place, so that counts, right? Solarian II. The name rings bells for any longtime Mac user. While Crystal Quest was the very first color Macintosh game, Solarian II was still one of the first, which made Ben Haller something of a small celebrity at the time, especially for a shareware author. He was 16 and getting checks and letters from all over the world. I know I hardly did anything useful at 16. I hardly do anything useful now. If you've never heard of this, or even if you have, you might wonder, what happened to Solarian I? As far as we're concerned, it doesn't exist. It was a school project and never published online. So then why is this called Solarian II? As far as the public is concerned, this would just be Solarian after all, and all it does is make me want to see the original. I don't know, but look at it. That's the least weird thing about this game. You start off fighting birds, swooping bloody pentagons, space invaders, arrows, and... what is that, a star? A pulsating magical orb? A being made of light bent on the destruction of mankind?
Nope. Glowing energy ball.
Now, whatever. The game doesn't even know why there's birds in space. The enemies just get weirder as the game goes on, too. Like, what is that? What is that? Solarian 2 almost feels like a parody of just how random space shooters can get. It's also deceptively hard. Everything feels like it's not that crazy, and if you just watch it, it really doesn't feel like it. Unlike basically every Ambrosia game or something like Tempest 2000, which makes everything super exciting and flashy, everything moves surprisingly slow, and the strange choice of sounds and bizarre assortment of enemies and supply ships only adds to the oddly entrancing feel of the game. The sounds really are something else. I've been told the sound of the presents bouncing off the bottom is a sample from a Prince song, I Would Die For You, which Prince apparently found out about and thought it was funny. And there's a whole bunch of other song and sound effect samples strewn throughout. But no, the calming undertones are all a trick. It's like the music in Paperboy. It betrays just how much the game is going to break your back, put you in the camel clutch, and make you humble. Your only defense against the Swarm, as the game calls it, is the Solarian, a slow-moving ship with a completely invincible shield that only has so much power, so be careful with it. Yeah, it's Star Trek 2013 all over again. We're taking the Metapod approach to starship defense. You can get shield power, speed up the ship, speed up your shots, get double shots, missiles, scissors. Yeah, scissors. Which is actually a beam that cuts through space and time. Or at least, I assume that's why it's called scissors, otherwise I don't have a clue. The only way to get these goodies is to catch presents, which you get from either completing bonus rounds perfectly, which, good luck with that, or from blowing the hell out of things like biplanes or the Goodyear blimp. Yeah, I know, I did a swear, but so does the game.
Damn!
Oh, and watch out, because not all the presents are good. Learn what color does what, or you're going to die faster than you can say oops.
Look, they're dropping us presents! Why are they exploding?
Basically, this game is the inverse of Reckless Driving. Once you get certain power-ups in that game, like the police jammer, you really can't lose unless you make a dumb mistake. Solarian 2 is the exact opposite. You have to hoard those power-ups and make sure you don't die. If you die and don't have the key, this game's version of the lock in Reckless Driving, you lose all those fancy add-ons. You could have movement speed, double quickshot speed, double shots, full shield energy, but the moment you hit that shield button a fraction of a second too late or fail to dodge a bullet from one of the Swarm Masters, it's all gone. This game is actually quite unforgiving, I'm surprised. I don't feel as bad for never making it to level 5 as a kid now, never seeing the second set of enemies. I can do it pretty consistently nowadays, but the game is still harder than a ruby-encrusted diamond. And no, don't ask me how that works, because it doesn't. It makes as much sense as anything else in this game. I wish I was better at Solarian 2, because I really want to know. Does the game loop? What happens when you get far enough? Each level's design seems to be handcrafted, and there's only 3 different sets of enemies, at least according to the help screen. What lies in the depths of this game? The stages that have to be good or lucky or both to get to? Well, we're gonna do something a little different for this channel to find out. We're gonna cheat. But how, you might ask? The emulator doesn't support save states, and the most the game lets you do is start at level 9. But you don't want to do that. You'll be as unprepared as me stepping into the ring with Manny Pacquiao, or The Undertaker. Or, well, pretty much anybody, really. So let me introduce you to a little program called Axis the Game Cheater. This is basically the Max version of Game Genie, brought to us by Silicon Beach Software. And no, I didn't use this to beat the Dark Castle games. I did those legit. If I cheated, I'd say so. Actually, a better comparison would be Cheat Engine, since this modifies memory while the game is running to change variables, give you power-ups, more lives, that sort of thing. Where Game Genie has you enter codes beforehand to make you invincible or give you unlimited lives or whatnot. They both let you cheat, but one's done before starting the game and the other's done live. So you load it up and it works as a control panel. You turn it on, find the game you want, look at the keyboard shortcuts, and you're all set up to cheat. Wait, how do I press the option key in the emulator? Windows doesn't have an option key. Forget it, we'll just change the key commands. I just want to see what the heck happens when we get deep into the game. I'd guess it just loops. It's an arcade game, a high score type of thing. You know, it's a weird feeling. If I knew you could cheat on this stuff as a kid, I'd have played around with it a lot more. You can bet I'd have loved to mess around with this sort of thing. It's like Beyond Dark Castle's practice mode, but extended to a whole game. Which is funny, I don't think the game saves high scores when you cheat, even though Axis is a third-party application, so it may as well be a practice mode. It's actually harder to cheat than I thought. I have to enter these key commands while also not getting hit by this barrage of bullets. Jeez. You know, if I go and play Warblade now, I bet I'll be great. Wait, no, we're not getting into Warblade. That's an enormous can of worms I don't want to open right now. Yeesh. Whoa, wait, what? Final stage? Final stage? Is there a boss to this game? Like Arkanoid? I wonder what it is. A giant bird? A big eyeball like in the Sentinel? A shadow version of the Solarian? No, it's... Thunder Alert! It's a pair of lips. I don't even know what to say to this. I know it's the late 80s, but this is just weird even for this game. It's also ridiculously hard, and yes, I said the game is hard already, but even if you came to this prepared, you're going to be in for one heck of a fight. Look at this. It shoots lightning-fast bullets, then they stick to the bottom of the screen and kill you anyways. And it moves so fast it's practically impossible to hit. Yeah, click when ready. Who's gonna be ready for this? Nobody!
What the hell am I looking at?
Time to shut this boss up. Shoot it! Yeah, gonna need a whole lot of lip balm after this. Didn't your parents ever warn you not to run with scissors? And then the game just ends, with possibly the ugliest ending screen I've ever seen. Maniac Sports was terrible, sure, but it didn't assault my eyeballs. Also, how much more dated could this be? Cowabunga? Substantially unbogus? This sounds more like me making fun of the lingo at the time. It ends. You can actually beat a top-down space shooter from the late 80s. Well, saying you can is hypothetical. It would probably be easier to go and carry out one of the Apollo missions. Manually. This game is a lot more difficult than it lets on, and that final boss is something else entirely. In conclusion, still not a bad game, even today, and it's different from anything else that might resemble it. Just don't be surprised if it destroys you. Next time, something a little less crazy. This is Tanara Kuranov, signing off.